Please check out marvelousnews.com, link in the description below. Tuggernet Collectibles here for an action figure review. Today we are looking at the MAFEX number 138 Wolverine comic book version. In this review, I will compare the MAFEX action figure with other action figure lines. We'll see how his claws compare to others. We'll take a closer look at the figure and its flaws. The big question is whether this Wolverine will fit with your other 6-inch scale action figures. So let's take a closer look at the height. This MAFEX action figure is 14.5 centimeters or 5.7 inch tall. According to the X-Men 1992 Marvel Info Trading Card, Wolverine is 5 feet 3 inch tall. Here are some Marvel Legends size comparison beginning with Miles Morales and Ben Reilly, Stepford Cocos and Rogue, new figures from Bonebreaker Wave, Darwin and Vulcan, Captain Britain and the Omega Red. Other Wolverine action figures from Marvel Legends, the Tiger Stripe 3-pack Wolverine and the Return of Wolverine Hot Claws. Here he is besides the House of X Wolverine and the X-Force Wolverine. Here he is besides the Age of Apocalypse Wolverine and the Weapon X Wolverine. Now beside the movie Hugh Jackman Wolverine and the Mezco 112 Old Man Logan. Here he is besides other MAFEX action figures, Gambit and Psylocke. For 7-inch scale comparison, here he is besides the Marvel Select Juggernaut and the Marvel Select Sabretooth. Wolverine comes in the standard collector-friendly box of MAFEX. Here we can see the Wolverine headshot and the X logo. On the side is a product shot, and on the back are all the accessories that it comes with. Opening the box from the top, we can see that the action figure is securely inside. There's a plastic cover on top. Here we have the standard MAFEX stand. To open, you need to peel it on the side. Just get the cover out. Be careful because the parts may tip over. So there are several alternate hands and alternate heads included. Here we can see that his torso is not aligned out of the packaging. Most people have this problem and it will cause significant damage if you try to articulate it immediately. So I will put him in a Ziploc bag and submerge him in some hot water. The problem with this water that I use is it's not boiling water, because I was scared that boiling water might permanently damage the action figure. But it seems that just giving him a warm water, which actually works for Marvel Legends, it doesn't work for this action figure. There would be a significant damage as well for my action figure on the torso. It's a good looking comic book accurate head with long black ear like in the mask. The lemon orange like paint on the top is spot on. It does really look like the Wolverine that we're used to from the 1992. And the brown paint on his torso looks good. As you can see, the torso is now okay in terms of his alignment, but unfortunately it did damage, as you can see here. It did damage because when it moves. I think the fix for this is to make sure that you submerge it in boiling water. Here is another damage on the back. So it scratched when you twist the torso. So in terms of the side, you can see for some reason the torso is not firmly attached together. It won't open up, but it's just there's just a gap. So You can see there. His belt is a separate piece. It's a red plastic piece. In terms of the paint, the yellows don't actually match, but it actually works for some reason. From afar, you can see how good looking the yellows are, and it kind of it does like do some kind of shading effect on it. So the yellows doesn't matter in terms of how it doesn't actually match. It just like it blends okay. In terms of his boots, you can see here the brown boots. There's not much articulation on the calf, but he does have toe articulation. In terms of his hands, he comes with a pair of closed fist hands, well sculpted, as well as you can see the holes from where the claws will come out. It's well detailed. The silver is shiny as it should be, and on his arm you can see those hair. They're all painted though, so it's not sculpted hair. He comes with alternate pair of open palm or grabbing hands, wherein he can grab or hold on to something. Again, the exit point of his claws or the holes are well done. And here we have one of the better looking claws, like the claws that we see in the comic books. It is not flimsy, it is well sculpted, it is stable. So here he is besides other Wolverines. Beside the flimsy claw Wolverine from Marvel Legends, as you can see how their claws stack up against each other. The superior X-Force Wolverine claws, which is considered one of the better claws for Marvel Legends, but still this one is better. The recently reviewed Hot Claws Wolverine with his hot claws, which is similar to the X-Force one. So here he is besides Hugh Jackman Wolverine, which has one of the better claws as well for Marvel Legends. Not that flimsy anymore. Same is true for the House of X Wolverine. It's just that this particular MAFEX Wolverine has like an exit point for his claws, like it's sculpted. And here he is besides the Old Man Logan from Medicom. Again, this MAFEX claws stand out a lot. Here are they beside each other, showing off their claws. A few more shots with them. On the side, you can see how good the claws are. In terms of his head, he has this double dumbbell joint, and his neck can articulate as well. As you can see here, he has his mask, which you can plug on to the back. It just doesn't plug on like easily, so you just need to press it a bit. So let me just try to press it firmly. Okay, so here we have him. The mask is now firmly on his shoulders. Now we grab the alternate head, the screaming head. This is an interesting looking head. At first it just won't peg in properly. As you can see, the peg holes does match, but probably just need to press a bit harder, just that it would fit. Here we go with the screaming unmasked head. It would be nice if we have another head wherein it's not screaming, but well, I think this is still a good one. The eyebrows does look funny in terms of how it looks like how it's like fading, but it does work when you do toy photography. And the hair is well done as well, well sculpted. Like it's just not in one direction. It's like a bit messy in a way, and he has a fringe. So here we have the unmasked head. The teeth is well sculpted as well, and you can try to recreate this cover. or this one as well, with him screaming. Here he is besides other screaming heads for Marvel Legends. So which one looks better screaming? The other unmasked head he comes with is a slightly open mouth wherein you can see some of his teeth. Comparing him to other MAFEX action figures of the same price point, we can see him besides Psylocke. Psylocke comes with several pieces like some power effect and alternate pairs of hands. Same is true for the MAFEX Gambit, which comes with a big like throwing card power effect and several pairs of alternate hands. This Wolverine is very minimal in terms of alternate hands, but the alternate hands that he has are sufficient. But for this price, you would expect more in terms of accessories. In terms of articulation, his head can move from side to side. He can look up with so much great range because of the articulated neck. He can look down that well as well, and you can see that his arms can extend that far to a full 360. He has a bicep swivel, a drop down the shoulder. He has pinless double jointed elbows. He has swivel on the wrist and can hinge forward and back. In terms of his crunch, he can crunch forward, but be careful, as I told you, it actually does scratch. He can crunch backward as well. You can see a gap there. When you do this, like when you swivel it, that's the time it scratches. So be careful with it. He has double jointed knees, pinless. He has an ankle rocker. To be honest, I was disappointed when the QC issue of the MAFEX Wolverine seems to be consistent, because the paint did chip on the torso, and this is a very expensive action figure, retailing for 100 USD or almost 160 AUD. So the expectation is this should be an excellent action figure. However, after posting it, taking several pictures, you can see how well sculpted and how well painted this Wolverine is. The claws itself is impressive, and how it actually captures how he looks like in the comic book. Still, Marvel Legends do create a very well designed and articulated Wolverine, but they just can't seem to get the claws exactly the same as the comic books. But this one is spot on. It really looks like the Wolverine leaping out from the pages of the comic books. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, and ring the notification bell.